Holy shit. He's right. This isn't a bunker. B-77. What if this is Darkstone? I'm gonna keep those thoughts to myself. Hey.
Can you get over here, Knight? This is not now very illegal. Just come to me.
Yeah.
Come here.
I'm on my way.
They have a mounted 50 caliber sniper rifle.
I don't want to. Oh my god. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want y'all to spiral or anything like that.
Here's the one. Oh, it's Riker. Holy fuck! It scared me.
I was wrong. No, this ain't no bunker. Bean's right.
It's a nuclear fucking missile silo.
I don't know about nuclear necessarily. I mean, but it's definitely a missile silo. You're right about that.
Here's what we're gonna do, Maeve. I need you guys to document and take photos of absolutely everything in the area. I need you to write an investigative warrant, and I need you guys to get some cameras up on these trees once it's signed, okay? I want you to monitor this area from a distance, because, I mean, look at this fucking weapon. It's clearly not safe. Anything could happen with us here. I want this monitored from a distance. I want an investigative warrant signed, and then I want you to get some cameras placed, okay?
Sorry.
All right.
Make sure everything's photo. Get the registration of that vehicle. Fully search the area. Take photos of anything that is potentially illegal. Get photos of all these towers. Literally document everything to a T. For now, oh fuck! Give me a second. Knight, do we want to make this a freaking public report?
No.
Yeah.
Well, hold on off the report. Let me pull Frost aside just for one moment.
All right. I can just take photos.
Come over here.
The stills are down here, though, Riker.
Okay. I don't want to. Look, there's so much going on, so I want you to take what I'm about to say with an extreme grain of salt. All right? Because right now, I don't know what I'm about to say is like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They're just so. Look, who's to say this ain't been placed here by Darkstone? Because the amount of with LSPD's fucking lips wrapped around their fucking cock.
Give me a second.
And the lack of oversight by high command over the all of that, let alone the marshals. Who's to say that they aren't turning a blind eye to something like this?
Give me 1 second, sir. I'm on the same page.
What I was
And listen,
Sorry.
I just need 10 minutes to
Please go ahead.
make the decision whether we're going to investigate this or not. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I understand. And
Okay.
one thing I'm going to float to you is that if we do, I think we need a tag just for our investigative unit for the time being. And I say this because until we have yet to get a grasp on what's going on with Darkstone, and if even remotely, and this is why I don't want to be the one making the call here, because I know that I ain't in the right headspace. And what I'm saying right now might just be a whole lot of fucking bullshit. I just don't, anything we put in there, if there is any level of compromise or turning a blind eye just because someone's flinging around fancy guns, should that information be given to those that might?
I know how to handle this, sir. And I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Wait here one moment.
I'm going to take a bit of a walk.
Maeve?
Brian's going to spiral a bit today as a part of his recovery. So everything that he says, but he is going to recognize that he may, with what happened yesterday, until he sits down and rationally thinks about what's happening, he does not trust his own judgment. But it doesn't mean he's not going to bring it up with the disclaimer. I think here's what I'll tell you what Brian's thinking through his mind, which, by the way, I know I saw what you guys have been saying. I don't know what the fuck happened to my accent either. He's still, I don't know. It's injured fucking Brian, Blaine Brian. Here's what Brian is thinking. How come every excuse under the sun was utilized with Opal effectively confessing to being manipulated by Sean, with a gang in which she has a romantic relationship with, whether had or still has, I don't know, which Knight has been witness to, right? With Turner negligently having Opal push something to the docket. All these excuses were made for the hounds. Like, even the conversation about everything became, what was odd, reflecting back at that conversation, is that was there mistakes made? Sure. By Opal? Sure. Did Remy make some mistakes? Sure. But High Command actually completely had no oversight. So, and some of that oversight, lack of oversight, is how some of these egregious things have occurred. There's a bigger picture here. You can't really blame the person who makes the mistake or may make a decision that is unreasonable. Like, Opal is overtaxed. Remy has been overtaxed. Aaron has been overtaxed. And so misfirings are reasonable. Misfiring meaning like making mistakes. Unintentional poor judgment calls. Because that is the duty of her superiors to ensure that and to review. If High Command is so negligent, ignorant, and disconnected with what's occurring in San Andreas, to the extent that you're putting up an announcement that effectively conflates two MCs, to the extent where the hounds effectively, not because of Opal, not because of Remy or whatever, not because of the investigation unit, where High Command has allowed the hounds to not only just cause all this chaos, but allow for excuses to be made and for that to be downplayed. But then all of a sudden these other people, what, intentionally blew up a monument, right? You have to start questioning at that point their judgment fully on everything. That negligence, that lack of judgment is what caused, until Knight reviewed reports. If Knight didn't say anything, that meth report would not have been removed. None of that would have come up. A lot of these things wouldn't have come up. That's negligence. That is negligence fundamentally. So in the scope of all this, not how long bro, there was coming out of that meeting, and Knight's still thinking about this very, very trying to like holistically. I want you to once again take in, there was energy of firing what's his name? There was calls to fire McNulty. And then Knight finds out, wait, hold on a second. McNulty got turned into an enemy because of a relationship that was unfounded, right? And because he said some shit to Darkstone. You saw McNulty's action. That right there was a good cop. It doesn't matter if he fucked up or whatever. He literally got ostracized. For what end? For what reason? For false allegations, right? They didn't even speak to him. They just cut him out. I mean, and the questions that he brought up were literally common sense questions. It wasn't like he said anything crazy. It was literally everything that Brian had already been thinking. Wait, what do you mean that you don't know whether or not Darkstone is an approved entity with the government? What do you mean just some dumb fuck marshal said, oh yeah, they're cool, and you just ran with it? What do you mean that you yourself, someone who's leading up an investigation unit, what do you mean high command that is an oversight for that unit? Why are you just at face value thinking this, like, you know, a fucking, like, they're literally a self-proclaimed military contractor, a private, like, why would you just be accepting with anything they say because they got big guns and whatever? Like, where is even the remote amount of due diligence? So with all this sort of shit that's been spinning through Knight's mind, right? Now, this is, trust me when I say, I don't think anyone should reasonably believe what Knight is thinking right now, right? Without verification. But when Knight looks at something like this, he's thinking in the back of his mind, did we just let Darkstone build a fucking missile silo on San Andreas and look the other way? And if this goes into a report, would some dumbass that cannot answer questions just because they got a hard-on for guns look at that report and immediately leak it to Darkstone as if there are, you know, should be privy to such a thing, right? Would they, due to the ongoing negligence, tell Darkstone something like, yeah, someone named Maeve Wolf, you know, put up a report, you know, about this missile silo. They're looking into it. And I would say some of it is definitely over the top. And this is probably just some random 3D asset, but, you know, obviously we're going to fucking RP it for what it is, right? But you have to ask yourself that question. If there is no due diligence, if there is no like rational thought, right? And keep in mind, this is, you know, at what point does lack of due diligence, where does that lead, right? You have to, I don't know, you don't have to, listen, you guys are meta gamers anyways. I don't expect you to necessarily buy into the shit that Knight is saying, but do you see at least where he's coming from? But yeah,
I might ring Gunnar Kane and ask if Darkstone has told it.
No.
Why?
Here, I want you. Here, come over here. And once again, I just got out the hospital, so I don't want you to take what I am about to say, and I want you to. I don't know how much I'm right until I get better, right? And so this may just be me spiraling. All right, I'm cognizant of this. My first thought is, did we just allow Darkstone to put this here? Do we trust Darkstone? Do we trust Marshall saying Darkstone is approved or whatever? And do we believe that if we start asking questions, will we be targeted? Now, I don't want you to, I want you to just cook on your own, because I don't trust my judgment right now. Not till I feel a bit better.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be frank with you, I don't know what the answer is either. But I figured I'd share at least my thoughts. But I don't know. I think I'm spiraling, Frost. Perhaps I'm just in my head too much. Wait, what did I see right here? We've damn near sold our island to them. You know what would be insane, chat? If it does turn out that Darkstone is so you have the faceless, you have the investors, right? Which Brian knows nothing about. It's actually interesting. If only Nino and Brian spoke together. What if Darkstone, this was Darkstone, you know, investors build up San Andreas only to then use it as a forward base. Could you imagine like an end of 4.0 being like literally the police department effectively defending Blackstone assets? How fucking crazy would that would actually be peak endgame. That it actually turns out that Darkstone is using San Andreas just as like a conduit. Like, you know how like the United States will go build like military bases in countries they have political sway on? What if like that was effectively part of what San Andreas is being used for, right? For future wars or whatever, So like they're firing like, you know, at, I don't know, pick whatever place, right? Like a location where they, you know, pick up their things or whatever. No, Knight's not, I'm not intending for Knight to sound more Blainer. That's my best effort at sounding injured in a Blainer voice. Yeah, there is no accent change. It's just, my accent is just scuffed right now. I don't think this was here before. I don't think this was here until recent. I don't think this just showed up. This has to have been recent. Oh, it's I definitely think it's an over spiral. 100%. Knight has to make sense of everything, right? But I don't think you can ever make sense of everything, right? Things are too there's too many unknowns. But when you can't make sense of everything, where does that lead you? Here's what I think Brian's gonna do. Brian is gonna stop trusting his judgment, and Brian is going to start documenting everything. I think I know what I need to do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know where we're going with this. All right, you'll see. Brian has never been a character that fired. Okay. I have never raided somebody or done a subpoena or taken like a major action until Brian, the character, has like convinced himself it is the right choice. If there are two paths, right? Unless it's like a situation like that needs immediate,
You seen what Riker's done? He found so he was looking in the sea for guns and shit. He found 165 weapons. Look at the report. I've never seen anything like it.
The hell are you talking about?
Check report.
In Polito waters.
31082. Yeah, the Polito beaches. He's 165 discarded firearms.
Oh, discarded.
He's running each and every single.
165?
He's running each and every single one. See if they're hot or not.
Blood on scene. Raka should that's enough there that he should be able to find a pattern as to who is the most likely